Oh shit.
What happened?
Looks like I'm already going. So,
Are
yeah, I guess I pressed the button. See, and once again, this is George I. Cortright back with a mad week. And as you can see, I still ain't got this shit down. I'm fucking up. I am turning buttons on when I shouldn't be. I'm still raw. So I'm only my 6'1". Hopefully y'all seen the first 5. If not, go back and look at that, motherfuckers. Let's do this. Find one that you like. Find a mad dub of the week that you like. Post it on your page. I don't care. Spread the word. I don't care. But as you can see, I ain't alone today, and my wifey ain't here. Who the fuck are you?
Well, my name is Aaron Atkins, and I'm a native of Phoenix, Arizona. Born and raised out here. Family is pretty much from out here. All my brothers and sisters are out here. And
They still live out here?
I have 2 other sisters who live out east, but all my brothers and sisters I grew up with live out here. My brother Warren, Kenny Wayne, Sade, and Kim. Shout out. And I also want to do a special shout out today for one of my co-workers passed away today. And his name was Roger De Leon. We're with you, buddy. We're going to go ahead and say a bunch of prayers for your family, and we're going to miss you in CSA, man. You did great work. You were always one of those guys I can go up to, and you'd always have a good attitude about everything that I would ask you to do. And I really appreciated your help, and you will be missed, man. I do apologize to your family for all the grieving that they're going through right now, and just know that our prayers are with y'all.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, sir.
Rest in peace. Damn.
Yeah, I didn't mean to bring it down.
No. That's unfortunate, especially today. Was it complications or?
Well, he was diabetic. I didn't know this, and apparently he was having some complications with his foot, and he wasn't really checking that out, and he wasn't really checking out on himself and doing his testing and stuff, and he passed away in a diabetic coma in his sleep. So he went peacefully, but he was working on Sunday, so it was in between that time that things kind of got crazy on him, and you know life is random, man. Like, that's why it's important that we actually take care of ourselves to the best of our ability.
Gotta take care of yourself.
And I'm a big guy too, but I try to get little stints of here eating healthy and stuff. It can't be all burgers and pizzas and shit.
Shit tastes good.
Yeah,
shit tastes good.
It tastes
so
good.
damn good.
I would like to be able to do Five Guys 5 days a week, but I can't.
Wish.
I'll be singing at the burgers, damn, but I can't do
be
that.
Singing Mary J to that chicken,
right? I swear, man. But yeah, man, like it's just important that we, not only take care of ourselves, but also interact with our family, make sure that they all love us and all that stuff, because it's just like that. At any time we can go.
Definitely, man.
So
definitely gotta have a good support. So how do I know you?
I know you, George, because we went on a camping trip together with my family, and I met you out there, and we kind of broke the ice out there. We're talking about comic books and all sorts of other crazy shit, world history and current events and stuff, and it was pretty crazy because we're sitting there, I was blazing a little bit, and we were
I was drinking a little bit.
Yeah, we were drinking and
drinking,
our thing.
blazing,
drinking.
All right.
And we were sitting there at the campfire, and we had a long, drawn out conversation to the point where my mom had to tell us, "Hey,
exactly.
y'all need to shut the fuck up. We trying to go to sleep so we can go fishing in the morning." It was cool though, because I always thought you were a cool cat, and I really appreciate you inviting me on. This is my first time ever podcasting. So you just popped my cherry on the screen.
Hey, the reason I invited you on is because I remember those times, and then just I don't know why it just happened, but just started being friends on Facebook.
Right.
And I seen your posts, and some of that shit is fucking hilarious. And then, so I was like, hey, invite him to see if he wanted to come do this podcast, webcast, whatever you want to fucking call it.
Oh yeah, I'm always down for some fuckery and random savagery. I don't give a shit. Like,
ain't nothing wrong with that. And that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's gonna get serious. It's gonna get a little, crazy at times. It's gonna be all over the place. Hell, for those of you who watched last week's, the shit got like Native Americans back in the day. It got intense.
we were talking about Native Americans. I missed that one.
No, I said it got like Native Americans. Intense.
Why were y'all like marching with like blankets with measles on them? What the fuck?
Nah.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, no offense to anybody out there. My bad.
Yeah. That wasn't supposed to be offensive. It was a tent joke.
Okay.
I could have said camping, but I decided to go Native Americans in early times.
Oh, okay.
TP, wigwams, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Shit.
But wifey and I just had different views on the ban, the Trump ban for the travel ban for Muslims and stuff that.
Like I've been trying to keep up a little bit with that stuff. It's really, really depressing. So I try not to like go completely into it, but I'll watch a little bit of some of the stuff on YouTube. I'll watch some of the news stations just to stay kind of in the loop. Now that travel ban is pretty controversial. But what I thought was actually kind of hilarious is one of the ladies that was out there just like talking tons of shit for Trump. She was all adamant about, we need to build this wall and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this travel ban comes out.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh yeah, my family's from Syria. Well, guess what, bitch? They're banned too. So she's like,
so now she's backtracking and shit?
Yeah, now she's backtracking. She's like, I never thought it would affect me. Of course you didn't, bitch. Just like every other Trump supporter out there, you thought it was just going to affect the people that it needed to affect because that wasn't you. And then none of that washed back on you. Well, guess what? Gotcha. Yeah. So,
gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha. So, like I guess one of her family members is stuck over there. They won't let them back in the United States, and they had a work visa. So that's a very complicated situation. I know green cards at one point during the first part of that ban, they were not allowing them back in. Now they're back in. But I'm not sure.
Now, is that because the court said it was illegal for the time, so they took off the ban?
I think they went ahead and revised it so that they can get it going again. And I think that's what it was. But other than that, like, I really don't know what their full agenda is with that. That's still to be seen. I'm still waiting to see how the Supreme Court is going to handle a lot of that stuff. Right, and then with this stupid ass wall that's being built for some reason. First off,
I believe it when I see it. Yeah, I believe it when I see it.
Like if he actually manages to build this wall, excuse me, if he manages to build this wall and it is effective to a degree, does he not realize that like 60% of like immigrants from Mexico actually fly over?
The intricate tunnels that they said that they find, especially similar to El Chapo tunnels and shit.
Well, yeah.
Go for miles and miles. That a wall's not gonna stop that.
No, it ain't gonna stop that. If people want to get in, they're gonna get in.
Right.
They're gonna get in.
Yeah, they're getting in through back of trucks and trailers and shit through the actual border patrol. So they getting in.
Yeah, like you can get anything in here, man. Like if those dogs are not there and everything, they're not gonna get caught. And the thing is, I believe that the border patrol needs to be strengthened up and all that other stuff. That's cool and everything.
Right.
There needs to be, a revision of our immigration laws and
definitely.
The processes so that the people that are trying to get here for a good life can get here without having to go through every freaking hoop that's ridiculous. But we also want to maintain security. Exactly. So I'm all for the secure part. But building a concrete ass wall from Texas to California is just stupid. That doesn't make any sense. It's not going to hold anybody back that's really trying to get into this country.
Exactly. People are going to get in no matter what. And what do you think about that 20% tax, I think they said? Was it 20% tax on imports from Mexico to actually pay for it?
I think that's hilarious. And then when Mexico turned around and said, now we're going to charge Americans $20 to get into Mexico every time they they
Oh,
travel
shit.
over. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there laughing. I was like, it was like they're just gonna play this back and forth
Yeah,
like
pretty
little war
much.
with
Petty
this
pat.
stuff. Yeah, I mean it's all petty. Like everything that's going on right now is just petty as fuck.
Oh,
and
it's very petty. It's very petty.
and to sit here and watch, that to see our government turn into like a
fucking childish game. That's
a
what
childish
it is.
game of mainstream like media and like social media, because we got our president tweeting shit like
Holy
out in
shit.
like like what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like you're the leader of the free world, but you can't conduct yourself as an adult
Right.
in the proper sense.
But
Get
then
the fuck
again,
out.
through his whole campaign, he hasn't been. So why would we really expect him to do it now?
Well, here's my thing. Like he's there now. Let's see what this motherfucker can do. Let's everybody's out there protesting and acting a fool right now.
Yeah.
Stop that shit. Okay. What you need to be doing is actually getting in touch with your local governments and everything, figuring out what kind of bills and policies that they're coming up with that can help you to figure out what you need to do to help yourselves in this country. Like, it's not always about just taking to the street and putting shit on signs and screaming at people
Saying
or
we
tearing
shall
shit up.
overcome.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, unfortunately, in this day and age, that's not going to work as well because back then when they didn't have computers and cell phones and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah, marching was mainstream, but
Exactly.
everything is on. It's right
Social
here.
media.
It's right here on the phone. So I mean, like, there's really no reason for the streets to be clogged up constantly with just bullshit. Like I do respect.
Well, they get,
I do respect
they
those
get media
marches.
attention and shit like that, So we do need some kind of
But I mean,
awareness out there. People are going protesting. When people are driving by, see this big protest, what's going on? It gets news coverage. It slaps people in the face,
and
so it
that's
gets,
true.
and gets people talking.
Yeah, that's true. Like we do need a little bit of that. If you're going to be a part of that proactive system that really wants some kind of progression in this country, instead of just sitting in like a Stone Age style of thinking, because that's what it really is. I mean, if you really think that, values and everything from the 1600s, 1700s are
shit.
holding up here and now
No.
and actually going to make sense, you're
It's fucking
delusional.
ridiculous. Yeah.
But the core values of what it is to be an American and the Constitution and all that stuff, it does need to be maintained. Now, granted, there are some things, policies and stuff that do need to be looked at to help
definitely,
out
because
people.
it's still old shit.
Oh, yeah, there's still a lot of-
old shit,
yeah,
good
there's-
and bad.
Exactly. And about like, women's rights and everything, yes. Like, yes, they should have equal rights on everything. Everybody should be equal.
I still don't understand that.
But here's my thing. Like, once all that stuff becomes equal, just understand this. So does the accountability. And
Exactly.
that means
Exactly.
that you are accountable for every action that you're going to be taking.
Exactly.
Like, so all these chicks that are going out there and marrying some rich dude and then taking him for all his money and shit like that, that stuff needs to stop. Like,
I
you're
think
hearing
it's
about
fucking ridiculous over in California.
in
how
California, you take care of them for the rest of your
man.
life. Why?
I don't understand.
You mean to
that.
tell me you can't go get a job, bitch?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
I don't understand that. I absolutely don't understand that.
This kind of makes me want to just stay single for the rest of my life, or at least not get married,
Right.
because I don't want to get caught up in some bullshit. It's bad enough, like if you have a child out of wedlock, you get caught up in some child support. That kind of dumbs you down a little bit. It messes you up.
Right.
Now imagine having to pay alimony on top of that.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, dude,
it's
like,
ridiculous.
and-
But since the last time I've seen you,
Yeah, you did went ahead and got.
she made an honest man out of me.
Well,
an honest man.
Well, you can be as honest as you want, but you can still have a prenup. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I ain't knocking on everybody else's shit, but if I ever do that, you sign a contract, bitch. Just know.
Understandable. Cool shit. So, all right, started off good, and this, like I said, this is one of the reasons why I brought you on here. I know we can have some great conversations, and shit, everything go well. I would like to have you back later sometime, whatnot.
Dude, I really like that.
Cool. So let's get to a couple topics here. Just want to let everybody know that I did finally watch the New Edition movie. The 3-part series.
Oh, shit.
That was fucking great. Did you see that?
You know what? I walked in on it last night at Sade's house, and I watched a little bit of it, and I was sitting up there, dancing and shit.
You was a buddy of mine. A buddy of mine was saying that he was up there dancing. As a matter of fact, his girlfriend took a video of him dancing and shit. Like she was nice enough not to put it on social media.
She should have. She should have YouTubed his ass.
Dude, yeah. So you haven't seen it all?
No,
which part did you walk in on?
I think I walked in on the 3rd part where they had established like BVD and like all that stuff, Belle Biv DeVoe and all that stuff, and it was pretty crazy. Everybody was going broke, and their contracts were like shit, and they were finding out. Crazy. So when they canceled the tour, they had no money. I was like, damn. I was like, who looked at your contracts? And then my sister was telling me like, oh yeah, their mamas was doing their contract. The only ones that didn't have to worry about was Bobby and the other dude. And I was
Michael Bivins.
Yeah, Michael Bivins.
He decided to, the whole movie he was shown that he was like a businessman. Yeah. And was taking care of his shit, and it showed how Boyz II Men came on board and shit.
Oh yeah, that was tight.
Dude, the whole thing was pretty cool. Some of the actors, a little iffy, but I think like the casting for Ralph Tresvant, the casting for the older Michael Bivins, the dude from Empire. Yeah, that was a great cast right there. And then I liked how they intertwined like the actual music videos.
Yeah, that was cool.
Although they probably went too long on the videos.
Now, the one that had me weak though was when he went to go get the haircut for the video. I was dying.
That was a mistake.
I was dying. That was an accident, and that's how the Gumby haircut came about. You gotta understand, I was a little kid when I first saw that haircut, and I saw that video, and I thought that shit was fly. Come to find out, it was an accident.
It was an accident. That's exactly it. I was looking like that was an accident because watching with wifey, I was in shock, man.
Yeah, dude.
And then he just rolled with it.
Yeah,
and, man.
But it looked good the way they did it.
Exactly.
He's out there dancing. I don't know about them biker shorts and shit, but that that was 80s. 80s. So I was mad because back in the day, like when I was in elementary school, my mom got us some biker shorts, right? My brother and I with the baseball cap. You remember the biker hat from like White Men Can't Jump?
Yes, I remember that. I don't think I ever had one of those. I didn't have the hat. But I definitely had the biker shorts with tank top.
Man.
With the tank top.
With the tank top? See, no.
Dude, it was the 80s. It was a different time. You know, back in the day. There's some pictures. As a matter of fact, my mom just sent me a picture. We had the loose
tank top. We didn't have the tight one. But either way, the colors, though, was what pissed me off.
Tucked in.
Yes. The colors is what pissed me off. My mom got my brother green and blue, the biker shorts. Yep. She got me pink and purple. Come on, Mom.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
Come on, Mom.
You saying come on, Mom? I will say come on, Mom as well, because I remember having some purple and black biker shorts.
Oh, man.
So,
yeah. See?
Dude, but that's what it was back then.
Products of my black parents, man.
That's what it was back then. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Dude, but
man,
great show.
Weird to grow up in. Now that I think about it, when you're a little kid in the 80s and stuff, like you think about like the little things like watching like MTV and VH1 back then, and then going to your Dimension cable box and actually having to type the numbers in to get the channel.
I didn't have that one. I had that turn, the dial.
Oh, you had the dial?
I had the dial that had 36 spots on there, and because that's all you had.
I guess we were just say ghetto like fabulous thing. Cause I don't
2
know
or 3.
Happened.
My aunt, it might have been just the cable company. Yeah. I'm from Waterloo, Iowa, so we just had something different. Oh, okay. Now, how old are you?
I am 35, going to be 36.
Okay, so yeah, I am 36, going on 37 at George Miss, July 25th, of course, the holiday. Yeah, so definitely know exactly what you're talking about because we are similar in the age, but
right.
Fucking crazy. Now, what else did I do this weekend? Was watch the Super Bowl. Just want to give you an update. That's the other update. I wanted to let you know that I watched the New Edition movie, and we found a Super Bowl party to go to. After all the begging, we found one. Thank you, shit.
You're forgetting names and shit.
Kelly.
See, you know what's crazy is that I didn't make the Super Bowl a big priority of mine this weekend. Like, I literally was just kicking it all weekend. Like, I went online and pulled up the Super Bowl and watched like the last quarter and then the overtime. I had to go pick up my roommate, and then I missed what happened in overtime. I had to go back and watch it. Hell yeah!
Are you just not a football fan or what?
Yeah, you know, I'm a Cardinals fan. And so I was just like, whatever, because I'm a casual watcher. I'm not like one of these guys that's like checking stats and playing fantasy football and shit like that. That's just not me.
That is all me.
That's all you know.
Okay. I left the campsite to make sure I got back, even if it was an away game. I wanted to make sure I got back and watched all my games.
Oh my God.
I got the Sunday ticket. I got bets going. I got one and done leagues. I got fantasy football leagues. I'm watching that.
I'm a mixed martial arts guy. Like that. That's what I follow. Like, you know, I get the UFC Fight Pass, like all that shit.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, man. Like I'm dead into it, dude. You know, I really enjoyed the small amounts of training that I actually got to do with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've done kickboxing. You know, I was a wrestler for years in high school, junior high, all that stuff. So it was just something that I always followed. Back in like 1993, I watched the original ones with my dad.
Oh, so it's all different. It's all fucking different now, man.
So
you know, like the Hoist Gracie and all that shit, where it didn't matter how small or how big you were, y'all was going. There was no weight class. No weight class, no gloves.
Right.
One of the things I heard.
And no tape too. They weren't allowed to tape their knuckles. They could tape their wrists to keep their wrists from breaking, but they couldn't tape their knuckles.
And it wasn't rounds either.
No, it was one long round.
I think I saw a Hoist Gracie one go for like 40-something minutes. And Dan Severin.
Yeah.
They'd be on the ground just tugging at each other.
You know, Dan Severin is from here. He lives in Sierra Vista, Arizona.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a wrestler from one of the colleges here. I think Arizona State. And that guy, I think he's still coaching and still training people right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Over at ASU?
I don't know about ASU,
but
he's probably training down south. But yeah, man, that was some good fights back then too. But from then on, all the way until now, I've been watching UFC consistently. You know, so that has been part of wanting to train. Like even now, I got my bag set up in the back. You know, every night I go out there and do bag work, and that's what keeps me fresh. It keeps me going. You know, I may not look like I'm in the best shape and stuff, but damn it, if you try to throw hands, I
ain't trying to throw hands. I try to stay away from that. I don't even know what I can do out there.
Yeah.
Don't even want to see what I can do out there.
Yeah.
So still going on with the Super Bowl.
You know, that catch was crazy.
The Julio Jones one?
Yeah, how the hell did he manage that? Like,
dude, they got talent, man. They got talent.
Dude has to have like a fucking Dragon Ball Z scouter to pick up where exactly he needed to throw that ball to hit right, like in between the dude's legs. Like,
that
catch. That's what I'm talking about. That catch was crazy. It was a centimeter off the ground.
That should have been tipped backwards. It should have been pass deflected, but they came through. That was a great ass game. They say it's one of the best because it was so close, first overtime game and all that shit.
Well, I mean, like, dude, like, to tell you the truth, man, I mean, Atlanta just basically.
They shit the bed.
I don't know.
They shit the bed.
How the fuck do you drop that lead?
Yeah. Patriots are a great team, and Belichick's a hell of a coach. Brady's one of the best, of course.
Yeah.
So, when they got down, you really still thought they had a chance. You thought they had a chance. You didn't know they was actually gonna come through with that.
Oh yeah.
So everybody was waiting. They'll do something. Then it'll be a better game. But they didn't know they was actually gonna come back and win it.
I think they played the defense again. They just fooled them. I think they just fooled them in the end because they weren't ready. Like they weren't ready for any of those plays.
Right.
And that was just sad.
And it is sad because that's natural New England shit that they did. And now New England won and. Several of the players are refusing to go see Trump in the White House.
Go figure.
LeGarrette Blount, Chris Long, Martellus Bennett, Devin McCourty, Dante Hightower.
I really used to think that Obama was the most disrespected president like ever. I can go on any forum and watch that dude be called the N-word and a monkey and a gorilla and shit like that.
And his wife too.
And his wife too.
Yeah.
Dude, they
That was
disrespect
that
her
was-
like crazy.
What? She ain't making policies and shit.
Yeah.
Why you just being disrespectful to the first lady?
Because motherfuckers ain't got no sense. But this guy has brought out a whole nother level of disrespect. Now, I always respect the POTUS, okay? Okay, the office, you have to respect the office. The problem is nobody respects this dude as a person.
No.
Yeah, like as a person, he's just shit.
Even at a young age, I learned that you have to give respect to the people who deserve respect.
Right.
And you ain't requesting respect and showing yourself as a respectable type of person. Why? That's why people was not giving them respect.
Well, I mean, you can't go out there and just be randomly talking shit on Twitter constantly. I mean, that don't
Talking
make no fucking
shit,
sense.
making racist policies and no, he made a racist fucking statement in his campaign, calling all Mexicans rapists and criminals and shit. So
yeah, I mean, dude, you can't say that shit. It's offensive. It's super offensive. Like you had to expect that people were gonna get mad at that. They're like, now wait a minute, my family is from Mexico. Well, no shit, you're gonna get fucking mad at some shit like that.
Exactly.
Like when they come over the border to come visit you and stuff, they're not coming over to bring a ton of fucking weed and coke and come over
Not
to
all of
everybody's daughters. Well, I mean, like, come on,
it's getting here somehow.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's the same thing that they used to say about niggas in the hood, though. Like we were only like out there dealing crack and everything else.
Hey, some of them.
But here's the thing, though. Nobody wants to talk about how that crack got there, though.
Right.
Yeah, because niggas ain't just that didn't just come out of the blue. We didn't have no passports back then.
Right.
Come on, man.
What's the dude that Denzel Washington played in that movie though? That big kingpin.
Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot that.
Great song from Jay-Z came from that movie, huh? Great song. And then not only are people not going to the White House for the Super Bowl, but Tyra Banks and Jessica Alba cut ties with their products with Donald Trump as well.
Damn.
All right, one thing I'll let y'all know, and you probably already understand, and if you've watched some of them, I have a problem saying and I'm trying to control it. So
that was not CBD. That was not. Yeah, this is just regular vape. Just so y'all know.
I have no idea. But Tyra Banks and Jessica Alba cut ties with Donald Trump. Both of those people were on The Celebrity Apprentice, and Celebrity Apprentice is still executive produced by Donald Trump, even though Arnold Schwarzenegger took control of the hosting and being the big boss man and shit. Donald Trump's name is still on it, even though he's the president.
Yeah, I find that weird that he's allowed to continue to have his name on stuff like that. That is he can still profit from. Because in the end, isn't he still one of the producers of it or something?
Yeah, executive producer.
Executive producer. Yeah, well, that's him profiting off of a brand.
A show. Yep.
Yeah, a show. And being that
And
he's the
still
president of the
Trump
United States.
There's Trump towers all through the world and all that stuff.
Yeah. This is really a new age, man.
It is a new age.
It's really, really weird. It's really like I guess that's the only real word for it. Is it's really weird to watch the country take this type of turn. But you have to admit that a lot of people got tired of seeing just the same old shit end up in the White House.
It was politician after politician after politician.
Even Obama ended up being just another politician.
Exactly.
He was still controlled by the banks. He was still handing money over to GM. And then they were fucking handing off money to their CEOs for fucking bonuses and shit like that.
People got tired of it.
Yeah, people just got tired of it. I heard this said on another show before, like, one time it's going to be, everybody runs over to the red side this time. Mm-hmm. And then the next one they're going to go over to the guys with the blue ties this time. Right. And it's just always constantly back and forth. And the real problem that we're having right now is this bullshit two-party system where those are the two parties that are basically boosted up and then everything else, independent and all that, libertarian, all that, are just kind of pushed to the side.
Yeah.
And you don't really,
you don't hear shit about it.
Yeah, you don't hear shit about it. And then when it's time for election time, it's almost damn near too late.
Yeah, it's popularity contest.
Yeah, you're trying to cast your votes for somebody who's in Green Party or something like that.
You already know you're just doing it for the sake of yourself. It ain't gonna mean shit.
Which
because,
is
you know,
exactly why I didn't vote for either one of those parties. I ended up voting. I ended up voting Green.
I don't vote. I
So,
don't.
Man! Oh, come on!
Like, give it to me.
Even
though it's my show, tell me what you think.
It is your duty.
It is not my duty.
Vote.
It's a right.
It is okay. It is your right to vote.
Do you have a gun on you right now?
No.
You have a right to carry a gun.
And
why are you not taking care? Doing your right there. It's your right. So why not? Why aren't you carrying?
I have a real reason for that. For me, I've always felt that I never really needed the gun in order to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've actually been in situations where I've been shot at, all sorts of stuff, and I'm still here.
Right.
So that tells you that at those times I still didn't need that gun.
Right.
Now, I know that I'm not immortal. I'm not bulletproof.
Oh,
any of that stuff. I actually plan on buying a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Oh, so you don't even own one?
I don't even own one.
Okay.
I've gone out and shot all sorts of different guns, AKs, 9mm, Glocks, my dad's 357, long barrel. That shit is crazy, by the way. My friend's Sega 12, 12 gauge semi-automatic rifle. Who the fuck decided to build that shit? Oh, the Russians. That's right, because them motherfuckers are stable. But
exactly.
I'm not talking shit. My bad. But I have a fascination with the guns themselves. Right. It's just I just felt that I didn't need to have one.
You didn't need to have one,
especially at certain points in my life. It would have paid no good intentions for me to have a gun.
Right.
So I just never really went that route.
So I bring that up because you need to vote, is your right to, and so I throw that shit out. If it's all about rights, why ain't you using all of your rights? If it's all about rights, then people will say, our ancestors died for you to have the right to vote, and I say, no, they did not die for me to have the right to vote. They died so we can have equality. And equality means that we have the freedom and choice to do whatever the fuck we want, whether it's to vote or not vote. And my main thing is, after college, a few years after college, I decided I need to, I want to see what this shit is all about. Because before, I just didn't, and it's like, fuck it, whatever. But I decided to see what this is all about, and then I found out that one person can get more votes than the other person and still lose. So I decided not to do it because that means every person's vote doesn't count. And what the fuck happens this time? Somebody gets more votes than another person and still loses. That is bullshit. You can't tell me that every person's vote counts if a motherfucker gets over 2 million more votes. So those 2 million people don't count.
Yeah, that's the hypocrisy of it all, really. People trying to tell you that every vote counts, but wait a minute, no, not every vote counts because the electoral college, is over all that. It's like, well, what the fuck are we doing this for?
Exactly.
But we're still out there actually showing them what our real choices are. And
it don't matter. We showed you what our real choices are.
I mean,
why the fuck would it matter?
Okay, on paper, I'll give you that. It really doesn't matter in their grand scheme. It doesn't. But it does show that the general public that did vote is pushing for something else.
Right.
And that wasn't recognized by our government at all.
It wasn't recognized by our government. It's not recognized by our new president. The shit ain't recognized. Those 2 million people aren't recognized.
Yeah, and then I thought it was kind of hilarious that Trump went off and tried to say well, I believe that the voting system was rigged and I want it investigated.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you won.
Exactly.
Who gives a shit? But at this time, you won. You even went out on your acceptance speech and was like, well, I guess the voting is rigged, but hey, I don't care, I won. You're a piece of shit. He's so flip floppy with the way he actually words and talks about shit. It's hilarious, but it's whatever. At this point, we just kind of have to do better as people.
Yeah, individually we have to do better, and you stated earlier we need to do something in our local government, which I was not doing, but after this election, I don't even smoke weed, but I was really pissed when Arizona didn't pass the weed bill.
Here's the thing. I understand how that happened. As far as why it wasn't completely passed, there was two reasons. One of them is that Arizona is controlled by is a pharmaceutical state. Mm-hmm. We are controlled by these pharmaceutical companies here. Which they have been dishing out all sorts of opiates and bullshit to the general public, and we have a really, really bad problem in the United States with the synthetic heroin problem, which is opiates. Mm-hmm. And they're getting people strung out on those and then just stripping them off, right. And then putting them into clinics and stuff to be treated. So it's just an endless circle of money going into them. Another reason is that deal was actually kind of fucked up, and it made it to where somebody could not actually start a profitable business in that field, growing marijuana, and it would all be controlled under those pharmaceutical companies. So only the people that were already established were going to be able to be grandfathered into the system anyway. Everybody else would have been just fucked. You were only able to grow a certain amount of plants. You were only able to.
So can I get into this business now and then get grandfathered in when shit?
I think now you have to go ahead and get your medical card. You have to go out and you get a lot of different permits and stuff to be able to grow, and then you have to do a bunch of other stuff. I think you have to do caretaker style stuff for a certain amount of time. It's just really weird, and so I'm just waiting to see what the new policy is going to look like, because it's supposed to be hitting the ballot within the next 2 years. For the state election.
So if I start right now, I can be your local weed grower, get my location, my wholesale location going. I've already had this shit in mind. I see dollar signs. I'll be your local weed man. Have a fucking warehouse full of weed products and all kinds of shit. I would love to be in that business selling and just
they're gonna
kick
tax,
back, man.
You know what? They're going to tax the shit out of it, which is also good. Dude, that's great for the state. That's all right. If they were to do exactly how Colorado is doing right now, we would have an excess of money in this state. We would have an excess. They are doing great out there.
And that's why
I went to Denver and I was like, this is some bullshit. And we're over there in fucking Arizona in that heat, miserable as fuck, over here trying to go around a street corner and go meet our friends so we can buy a sack of weed so we don't have to be as fucked up in the head, all that other stuff. Because we don't want to take all these pills that the pharmaceutical companies are trying to give us. Motherfucker, no, I don't want Xanax. Okay? Give me some weed. This is bullshit. Stop playing games, y'all.
If the government allows the weed, they can get the taxes from it. Then they can put air conditioning on every fucking corner so people won't be so fucking hot in Arizona.
Well, that ain't gonna work either.
Close enough, goddammit.
But another thing that also happened with that too, did you hear about what the federal government did? I think it was about a month or so ago with the CBD. They listed that as a Schedule 1 or Schedule 2 drug now, just like everything else. Mm-hmm. It's the same as marijuana because it's an extract of marijuana.
No shit.
Yeah. So CBDs, which have known to fight cancer and help promote stimulation of muscle growth and tissue regeneration, all that other stuff.
Yeah, I heard a lot of shit.
Is now illegal to use federally.
I haven't seen a case where these parents were giving it to
the kids,
kids in smaller doses,
rubbing it on, stopping seizures with it, rubbing it on their feet, all sorts of stuff.
I think it was seizures.
But once you do that, you start taking money from the pharmaceutical companies and stuff, so that you can't have that, right? Yeah. There's money to be made.
That is some bullshit. Speaking of some bullshit, and speaking of that the guns that we were talking about, do you know what an AP-14 is?
I have no idea what that is.
All right,
I ain't even gonna try to lie.
A Glock 19.
Okay.
These are two of the guns that were found on two men that were armed that walked into a fucking police station in masks and tactical gear. This happened in Michigan.
Wait a minute. You gotta get in the tactical gear and walk into a fucking police station with handguns?
Handgun and assault rifle.
An assault rifle.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
or is that a semi-automatic rifle? I don't want to say assault rifle.
I don't know the difference though. Good question. I don't know the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be stereotyped with
See,
I don't want to be called libtard or some bullshit like they're always calling people online.
I'm fucking dumb.
Like, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I don't know guns, dude. I just fired them. Like what he's sprouting off right here, you know, that's, I don't know what that is. But I'm telling you this, there is a difference between a semi-automatic rifle, a pistol,
yes,
and an automatic assault rifle. There is a difference.
Yes.
But
either way,
how the
these
fuck
motherfuckers
are you gonna walk into a police station?
What
like
happened was these
hear it.
two men were seen in a car outside a shopping area.
Okay.
In their masks and gear and shit. People reported them. Police came out, and by the time police actually caught up to them, they had gone but pulled them over, and they couldn't find any guns in the car, so they just let them go.
Okay.
And these motherfuckers, they were Caucasians. They got pissed off that they were stopped, and they decided to go and express how pissed off they were by walking into a police station with the AP-14 and the Glock 19, and all the while they were live streaming it.
Oh shit.
That pisses me the fuck off. That although this is what we're doing, but everything these days, good, bad, ugly, is for people to be on the internet somehow. And that they were doing this, so I'm sure that video has been seen. I didn't watch the actual video, I just read the article, but yeah, they did
That's
this.
some goofy ass shit. Like, why would you just walk into there? Like, were they trying to make a statement? Like,
yes, they were trying to make a
statement. So if you're gonna walk into a police station with guns, you realize how quick we would have been dead in full
And
tactical gear.
And that's another thing.
They lived to this.
They lived.
They lived.
They lived.
This is bullshit.
And the article also says
bullshit.
once they got into the police station, they refused to cooperate with the police at first, and later they later agreed to get on the ground and submit themselves. But yet they walked out alive. Yet there's been black people who've been getting shot with no guns, no weapons, no tactical gear, with the hands up, with special needs people next to them, laying flat on the ground.
Look, I'm still tripping
feet
off
in the air, hands in the air, hands on top of cars, babies next to them.
Like, okay, like I'm still tripped out about that little kid that got shot in the park playing with that little gun and stuff.
Oh yeah,
dude. Like,
Was
if you
Cincinnati?
watch that video, dude, and like the car literally rolls up. And the kid drops. Like, the cop gets out, and it's only a couple of seconds. There wasn't really anything that like this kid just got dropped for no reason, like for playing in the park.
Yeah,
and he was like maybe my son's age. You know how fucking crazy I would be if they did that.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you right now, I would burn this earth down.
I'm burning this bitch down.
Oh, man.
I'm burning it down.
Like, I would be straight tripping. Like, that's some crazy shit, dude. And that's the reason why motherfuckers are out there acting crazy right now. That's the reason why they're out there burning shit up in the streets. Now, I'm not saying that that's right.
No,
at all. I'm not advocating that.
Eye for an eye shit.
Yeah, no.
When it comes to the streets and shit like that, no, not necessary.
Right.
But there does need to be some kind of kind of change. And this is just straight up blatant and obvious. Yeah, it's different people, different areas, it's not the same police station that, shot somebody else, but it's just blatant bullshit.
Let me tell you something. If we go to Scottsdale right now in full fucking gear with a semi-automatic rifle and a pistol, we don't even have to have the semi-automatic rifle. Let's just go in there with the pistol, and watch what happened to us.
No.
Like I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I'll tell you this. Man. I walked into a Wells Fargo after hours, right? Because they had the the little things where you go in and use the ATM. I forgot to swipe my card to get in to unlock the door, and I opened the door, went in there, used the ATM, came out to cops with their guns drawn.
How were you able to get in if you don't you have to swipe to
now it's unlocked. It was just unlocked. So I just walked in, used it, and then left. I set off the fucking alarm. Police shows up and they're like, they had guns drawn.
It's supposed to be open for after hours use, right?
It is.
And so you swipe your card, that unlocks it. You open up, get in the little foyer or whatever.
Nope, I just walked up and opened the door, and it just opened.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, this is maybe a couple of years ago, and I ended up on the ground with money and a debit card in my hand, like hey man, I was just trying to pull out some cash. That's all I was trying to do. I went home like shaking, man. That shit was crazy as hell.
Yeah, that's bullshit,
nobody wants to be
man.
face down on the fucking pavement because you decided to take some money out the bank. Like, what kind of shit? But you mean to tell me that these fools can walk into a police station in full gear and not even get their ass whooped? Not even tased?
Oh, I don't. Well, most likely once they got on the ground,
they got roughed up a little bit. But I mean,
hands behind your back. God damn it!
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. We already know what's going on. Like, stop playing, y'all. And then full riot gear or whatever the fuck they were wearing. Like, did they have the face mask on? Or
they had the mask on. So
that's crazy.
I didn't.
Who trained them cops?
I didn't.
You come walking into my house like that, dude. I swear to God, something's happened to you.
Yeah. I didn't expect this transition, but yesterday. All right, so these dudes walked into a police station with guns and shit. But yesterday, Charles Oakley got arrested from the Madison Square Garden because they say he was being abusive and talking abusive, and he got arrested and probably get 3 counts of assault.
But for talking abusive?
Yes, he was being talking aggressively, and he got escorted out by security, and I think the video shows him doing that.
Oh yeah, you can't touch nobody. You cannot touch nobody, dude. That is one of the things that is one of the, like, they can say whatever the fuck they want to say to you. Period. That is your American right to be able to say what you want to be able to say.
No,
even if it's racist.
Prior to him touching somebody, the aggressive thing.
Now it'll get you escorted out of a place of business.
Yes, he was.
But that means that that doesn't necessarily mean that was the reason why they arrested him. What they arrested him for is once he put his hand on somebody.
Technically, assault isn't touching.
Battery
is touching.
That's right.
So assault is just a threat that somebody's
was he talking
shit?
Like he was saying, I'm gonna knock somebody the fuck out or something?
I don't know that.
I need to see this video. I need to see this shit.
All right, so for those of you who have not seen the video, go see the video. I will check out the video, maybe give an update next week if I fucking remember. Some other things that I have on my notes. I'll go back to Super Bowl. This flight attendant was able to help out a little girl. They said she was about 14 or 15 when.
That's not a little girl. That was a teenager.
I'm getting old, motherfucker. That's a little girl, man. The flight attendant saw that she was with a well-dressed older man. Left a note and tried talking to the little girl and asking her questions. The older man was telling the little girl to be quiet and was talking for her. Flight attendant ended up leaving a note for the girl. Said, "Do you need help?" She ended up writing back, "Yes." Found out this was a pimp or whatever doing human trafficking. But this flight attendant is absolutely fucked up. But I went on research and they said Super Bowl, is one of the major events where this goes on.
There's always gonna be hoes at like a big main event because motherfuckers with money only going out there buying Super Bowl tickets and shit.
Yeah, so prostitutes would go out and do that shit.
But the fact that
Lawrence Taylor.
Who?
Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp.
When he was down in Phoenix, was supposedly caught with one. Allegedly, don't. I know only a few people looking at this shit, but allegedly, Warren Sapp was with a prostitute, and that's why he ain't. that and being aggressive and possible domestic violence or whatever is why he ain't on the NFL Network anymore.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
Why you gonna mess it up over some goddamn tang, dude? Like, come on, dude.
All right.
I can think of 1,000 other reasons of why I would get in trouble, doing something other than like, getting caught for some estranged ass pussy that I paid for. That don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Especially since if you really into that shit, go to Vegas, go to Nevada. You can do it all you want. Don't be doing it in a place where the shit's illegal, and most likely there's gonna be stings and shit because there was I think over 750 arrests when it came to prostitution and human trafficking for the Super Bowl. I saw. So that shit's bad.
That's fucking crazy. And that was going on out there, huh? Whew.
Oh yeah. Another quick story. CNN tweeted out that Faith Hill will be doing a duet album with Biggie Smalls. Faith Hill. You heard me. Faith Hill. Why? That's a fuck up.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Faith Evans.
Yeah, I was going to say Faith Evans. I was like, wait a minute, Faith Hill.
Yeah. But, some of the... It's funny how, some of these major companies have been fucking up. I reported on another fuck up. I forgot what it was, but yeah, they keep fucking up shit. And this is professional shit. These people should be proofreading what the fuck they put out.
Nobody proofreads anything. Everybody's so quick to get a story out there.
So you think the CNN correspondent did it from their smartphone?
Probably.
CNN needs to have higher grade, proofreading.
Have you seen some of those press conferences lately? Sometimes you'll see like the backwards camera view, and you'll see like iPads and phones up where they're actually recording from that way. I know the Young Turks do it like that too. Like they'll have like their cell phones and stuff out, have the fucking cameras going and shit, all that shit, and that's how they do a lot of their live streaming and everything on like YouTube and stuff. A lot of this reporting is now being done through like using social media networks, and so with the ability to live stream on social media, it's to us immediately.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's how I found out about that. Was it Tampa Bay or whatever, that when that dude went into the airport with the guns and shit?
Oh shit, yeah.
Wherever that was, down in Florida, somebody had posted it, and it was just live feed right through the news channels, live feed right through the fucking social medias, and that's how I found out about that shit.
We needed just a long period of people stop tripping for a little while, dude. Like I'm actually like, can't we get like a long stint for like people getting caught for like stupid shit? Like, on the news today, we found this motherfucker doing 150 on I-10. That would be much better than like all these deaths and rapes and shit like that. Motherfuckers getting away with rape. How are you getting away with rape?
That motherfucker, that college kid? Yeah.
How the hell do you get probation for 6 months and then get out early on 3?
Because people are fucking crazy as fuck. But to tie that back into another story, none of these motherfuckers were from those 7 countries that was banned.
No.
But yet that's fucking horrible. But anyways, last story: tornado in New Orleans on Tuesday. 60 homes, 12-mile stretch. 11,900 approximate people were without power. It kind of seems that God does not like New Orleans.
Yeah. One of my friends lives down there, John. Hey, John, what's up?
What's up, John?
You need to bring your ass back to Arizona, bro. Like, get out there.
If he part of this 60 homes, he might be coming back.
Bro, I couldn't see myself living anywhere where there was a threat of anything crazy happening to my home, at random. Especially like on the tornado belt or like in Florida. I ain't going to Florida, but the
hurricanes.
Like hell no. Like, hey man, I got a job out here for you in Florida. No, the fuck you don't.
That's all right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the last thing I need to be is lost at sea and I was already on land. What the fuck?
Right. Oh, so you don't want to be in California when it breaks off?
Nope. Not when it breaks off. Hey, I would go to Cali any other time, man. I'll go out there, especially, it's legal to go out there and smoke some weed. Fuck yeah, I'll go visit my cousin Chris out there and go
Have you gone out there?
Not
since?
recently. No. I plan on going out there just to go see what's going on out there.
Right.
Because I'm curious.
Right.
Just like when I went up to Denver, I was curious about what was actually going on out there. It's a lot quieter than you think, unless there's like a festival going on.
Right.
Now, California is a different story.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to see how their take on it was. And I'm pretty sure that they're actually running a little wild with it and still being responsible enough to know that they can't just do some crazy shit at random.
Right.
But
I want to see how their government's gonna get all this money and what they're gonna do with it, and actually are they gonna do something good with it?
Right.
I did hear stories about Colorado not using the tax money like they said on the public school systems. I did hear that. I think it was on one of those. It was on one of those
Fox News commercials.
Yeah,
those were absolutely correct, and those were lies. That was, and they were. The funny thing is even after they came out with the story of how that was all a lie, that they were running those commercials, Fox was still running those commercials.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
They're just trying to campaigns for Arizona. There was the dude saying, "Oh, you think it's gonna be like Colorado? They're not using that money appropriately."
They lying.
Kids are using it more because it looks like candy.
Yeah, nobody's using edibles like that out there to where the kids are getting. If you're buying edibles and your kid is getting a hold of it, you're fucking up as a parent. Period. Like that's not a. Here's the
it's
big
like saying kids drinking wine coolers because it looks like Kool-Aid.
Okay, here's my biggest thing, dude. I'm gonna go deep into all of this shit with guns, with the drugs use and all that other stuff.
Yeah, we almost have time. So
stop blaming everybody else. It's called personal fucking responsibility. You are personally responsible for yourself, your family, and whoever you take care of, and your property. Stop blaming everybody for the shit that's happening to you, because you made a mistake. That's some bullshit, okay?
Stop being a fuck up.
Own up, okay? Own up. Blame Mexico for some shit that you guys were already doing over here, bringing in drugs and shit like that. Shut the fuck up. They bringing in weed, maybe some coke. You motherfuckers were sending all sorts of heroin and shit all through the South and stuff. The Clintons did it too. I mean, come on, man. Stop playing.
I don't know about that. That's before me looking in the news and paying attention to the news. Yeah. I was fun and fancy free.
Oh, well, yeah.
Speaking of fun, that has been our show, but guess what? Hopefully, I got this all set up. So, it is at the end of our show, so you're hearing the echo.
The echo.
And it is time for the Mad Dub of the Week. Yo, so that was the Mad Dub of the Week. Finally got it running and it was cool. So, hey, like I said, we're gonna get this better and better each week, and hopefully you enjoyed it, or it just fucked you over in a certain type of way. I really don't care. It was fun making it. I realized a lot of people might get the wrong idea, impression, thinking, oh, he trying to be cool and he trying to do this or whatever. Actually, I think it's fucking hilarious because a lot of people on these videos and shit are trying to be cool. I'm just saying, if I can do it, that means you ain't cool at all because I ain't shit. But anyways, thank you. That has been a mad week. Thank you, Aaron, for coming out, man. I appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it. Had a good time, and that has been our show. This is
AQA 540. Aaron signing off.
I am George Cortright.